Hello, how are you doing? Thanks for joining me again. Just a quick one today, but I said I'd try and get a little video together during the holiday season. And I was out yesterday in the Peak District on a little walk, and I thought I'd share it with you because it was a really nice day and I took all my gear out to get some pictures. So without further ado, let's cut to me in Hope Village in Derbyshire. Hello and welcome to Hope. I am here to climb Win Hill and I'm going to take pictures as I go. It is a sunny July morning and I have got with me pretty much everything I should need, fingers crossed. All I need to do is make sure that I don't break my back with this heavy bag because I'm not travelling light today. I've got my medium format camera, I've got my 35mm film camera, black and white film, colour film, long lens, short lens, all bases covered. Even got a tripod and some filters. So let's get moving before we lose this lovely light and see what we can get. So I'm out of Hope now and I'm on the trail, and it's probably time that I got my camera loaded with film. Right, so I've got a roll of Fuji 200 colour, already loaded the medium format with black and white 400. There you go. Looking good. Right, let's crack on. So this first couple of shots were just me getting my eye in, getting warmed up. That's my excuse anyway. I wanted to get pictures of the sheep with the JCB, but they weren't playing ball, so I kind of got obsessed with the JCB itself. And it's that thing where you've got to divorce your experience of the day from the photographs you're trying to take, because if you're having such a great time, everything looks great, and maybe it doesn't actually look great on a photograph. This is a killer climb. I've just seen one other walker and I got a little picture. I didn't get a picture of me taking the picture, but hopefully it came out because it's quite nice with his little white floppy hat. I'm more than halfway up the climb now, I think. Whew. So I've been walking for about an hour now with stops, and it's still not even 9:30 in the morning, but with it being midsummer, or just after midsummer, it's already very bright. It would have been nice to come out at dawn, but just, this is for fun. This is not for work. If it's for work, I'll be up at 3 in the morning to get there, but this is more about the walk. And there we go, after just under an hour's walk. Right, let's carry on. I stopped to take a picture of this dead tree, which didn't turn out very well, but I did get another angle better, I think. And then I turned around and looked over the landscape below me to see if I could get any long range shots. So I want to get a picture of the hill over there, and there's a road snaking up, but I think this lens is too wide. I'm going to have to swap to the 70-200, and I've also got my graduated filter to try and get some detail in the sky, because it's quite a pale sky now compared to the background. 1/350th of a second, f9. So I took two photographs, and the first one is really just a snapshot. It's taken with a nice camera, but there's no real skill to it, I have to say. No great composition, and the actual scene looks so much more interesting than that. But the second one, with lots of sky, I think works really nicely, and you get the colours as well, and you can see the curve of the road going up the hill. I think actually it would work even better with a vertical crop, because that accentuates the division of the sky and the land. So I continued my tramp on towards the summit. Okay, so that shows we're nearly at the summit. That's a trig point, trigonometry point. I will take a picture of that just to show man's influence on the environment. And as I took this shot, I was lucky enough to see a fell runner just heading up towards the trig point, and that is a lovely thing for me. Unfortunately, I didn't catch him quite perfect because, again, it's film. If I had been shooting digital, I would have got 15 frames and one of them would have been a perfect stride. But I like the silhouette of man against monument against natural world. So a nice shot there. I think it might have been even better in black and white. I got another one as well, which I don't like quite as much, but I think if this was blown up to a large size, it would look much better. I like the pop of red of the rucksack against the blue of the sky, and you can see the cement factory down in the valley, so you get a sense of scale, but I think it's lost a little bit because of the small size that you get to see things on YouTube. It's only 9:45. But it's been a fantastic little walk up here. I've only seen a couple of people. There's one just heading off that way. And it's just shown the benefit of having all the gear with me. It's been really heavy and I have regretted it sometimes on the way up, but I have used pretty much every focal length. I've used 40, I've used 17, I've used things in between. I've used 70, I've used 200 with the long lens, and I have used the graduated filter as well. I love to just go around with a single lens, a single camera most of the time. But sometimes it's nice to go out and have all your options open to you. And the thing that you don't really see on YouTube is how much of a difference the scale makes, because I can often crop in on an image that I've taken with a 50mm lens and make it look like a 70, and you can't tell the difference really on YouTube. But if that was on a gallery display, then you would see it straight away. It would look awful. I take photographs and I make YouTube videos of photographs. I don't take photographs for YouTube. So I know some people will say, well, that's how you get your photography out there, that's where people see it. But really what I want is for people to be buying prints or going to a gallery and seeing my work in a gallery, and there the quality has to be up to scratch. It's got to be sharp when it's necessary to be sharp, it's got to be well exposed, and it's got to be displayable at a significant size for people to get the majesty of it. It's best to use the whole of the frame of film or the sensor if you can. Sometimes you have to crop, sometimes it's necessary, sometimes it's a good idea, particularly in street photography in situations where you haven't got time to mess around. But if you can use the whole sensor, do. And if you can use a big sensor, why not use a big sensor? And after I've had my breakfast, I'm going to get this out and try and get a couple of nice shots which really can pick out all the details in the scene, which I can't really do with a 35mm frame. But first, breakfast. I am starving and very thirsty as well. Right, let's eat. Cheese and pickle, only the best. So after I'd had my breakfast, I decided to get some more slow studied shots of the trigonometry point, and it was quite nice because there were some people around, so I managed to get some people in those shots as well. Okay, so this isn't one of my greatest scans. You need to remember that I'm still using the old setup for medium format because I can't fit it onto the new setup, and also I think my developer was running out. Still, you can just see how much resolution you get in these images and how medium format can be amazing when it's blown up to gallery size. If you look at this crop, which I did do on the new setup, just holding it against that new light box, there's so much detail in there. So yeah, got a nice few pictures with the medium format camera. I'm not sure I'm glad that I carried that weight up the hill, but I enjoyed the experience, I enjoyed the practice. I always say it's about the process, and it was a really nice process. So after taking those shots with the medium format camera, I packed up and I set off back down the hill. I was surprised by some bikers coming up the trail. I grabbed my 35mm camera and got some pictures of them. Okay, I've just stopped on my way back down because over here is the Ladybower Reservoir and there's like a plug hole. So yeah, I think this one worked. You've got the plug hole right in the centre of the shots and the green all around with a little bit of blue. It's just a nice geometric shot. And so having taken that one, I wended my way back down the hill towards Hope Village, taking a few snaps as I went. This one of the gate again is nice geometry. And I quite like the arrangement of these sheep. But my favourite was probably this one of the style. It's a really nice frame within a frame with the cow in the centre. I wanted to get the cow dead centre. Unfortunately, there were some hikers coming down who were going to want to use the style and I didn't want to hold them up. So this was the picture I took. I'm nearly back down Hope now, but I can't miss out getting a picture of these pylons because they're just really interesting. And yeah, I wish there was a person to give it some scale, but I think even without that, it's really nice parallel lines. So this bridge should take me back to Hope. Actually, Hope railway station is there, so if you want to come and do this yourself, get a train there. I'll try and put some information in the comments about how you could get here, because it really is a lovely, lovely trip. Just saw another hiker heading out the way that I came back, and he is going to have a very hot ascent, and I am going to go and have a cold orange juice. So nearly back in town, but I've spotted really nice framing of the hill, surrounded by trees. I just got to take the picture, even though I've only got 5 shots left. But it just is the flip side of having all the gear. It's such a pain having to get everything out of the bag, put it back in again. But I am going to be bothered. And I'm glad I made the effort because it's a really nice picture. It might not change the face of photography, but it says to me, lazy summer days, which are things that I would definitely like more of, and I will enjoy looking back on this picture in the winter time with a mug of hot coffee, looking forward to hopefully another summer next year and more walks like this one. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed that little trip up Win Hill. I will be back with more stuff shortly, but until we meet again, take care of yourselves, have a fantastic time. Bye for now.